Bye, we got a show to do.
Quiet on the set, please.
Where's Regis?
Wrong show, Scooter.
Take it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So you think you know what to do at a railroad crossing. You don't know tracks.
I know all I need to know. Trains are a pain in the butt.
Button up your mouth, wise guy. Every 2 hours, someone in this country dies during a run-in with a train. Young drivers just like you are killed or maimed every year. Look at these dopes. What are they thinking? Ignoring train signs and signals can mess you up bad and put you on the fast track to your funeral. Not cool. Time for round 1 of You Don't Know Tracks. Pick a category, please. Train, go away, do the locomotion, or don't say I didn't warn you. The category is Don't Say I Didn't Warn You for 500 points. You're driving your car, you see this sign. What does this sign mean? Really rev it? Rock and roll. Run the red. Railroad crossing. Slow down and prepare to stop. Sorry, Speed Racer. This sign tells you to slow down. You're approaching a highway railroad grade crossing. It's called an advance warning sign. What's it called?
An advance warning sign.
All right! Very good. Titles aren't that important, but actions are. You see this sign and you know that within the next 750 feet, there's a train crossing. The crossing may be clear, a train may be just approaching, a train may be just departing. Whatever the case, you need to be going slow enough to stop if necessary. Choose another category. Here are the choices. Railroad ties that bind, pop goes the diesel, making the grade crossing. Your choice, making the grade crossing for 500 points. You're driving your car, and you notice these mysterious white markings on the street. These are the work of vandals, hieroglyphics from an ancient era, the 70s, symbols signaling a rail crossing, or signage for a right-hand turn lane. Wrong! These 2 R's stand for railroad. These pavement markings are a warning that you are not far from a rail crossing. Again, slow down, take a look around, be ready to stop.
Yeah, I've seen these markings, but they're not at every crossing, are they?
No. Sometimes there will be pavement markings, sometimes an advance warning sign, sometimes neither. But you will almost always find a crossbuck.
What's a crossbuck?
Don't get ahead of me, kid. I'll ask the questions. For 750 points, what is a crossbuck? A religious donation? It's like a fast buck, only crabbier. A sign with the words railroad crossing on 2 cross boards. Or no one knows for sure. You're right. In case you missed the other warning signs, this one spells it all out for you. Railroad crossing. There may be gates or cantilevers. There may be lights and bells. There may be just a plain crossbuck. But always, no matter what, this sign tells you these are active train tracks.
If there aren't any lights or anything on the sign, how are you supposed to know if the train's coming?
Hello? Anyone home? Roll down your window, turn down the music, look both ways for a train. If you see a train, don't cross the tracks. Yield.
Yield. That means let the other guy go, right?
Let the other guy go. Absolutely. A train always has the right of way. Give it the respect it deserves. A train is a lot bigger than you.
We're going to talk about a few facts about trains.
Good idea. Here's a fact. A train running into your car is like your car running over a can of soda pop. Ouch! Is that why they call it Orange Crush? Ew! Quick, somebody call Dr. Pepper. I need another category. Work with me here, people. All aboard, Choo Choo Peanut Butter, or Bear Tracks. The category is Choo Choo Peanut Butter, for 1,000 big ones. It's okay to stop on train tracks if there's no train coming, you want to change drivers, you're tired and you need a quick nap, or never. Way wrong. Do not stop on tracks. Never. And never drive onto the tracks unless you are 100% certain you can drive all the way across. This is a situation you must avoid. The traffic ahead of you is stopped. You pull up on the tracks. The car in back of you pulls up. You're boxed in. A train comes along on down the track. Choo-choo, peanut butter. If you ever find yourself in this situation, you should say a prayer and kiss your caboose goodbye, get out of the car, move fast and far, stand on the hood and signal the engineer, or call your driver's ed teacher for advice. Come on, I'm waiting. You wouldn't have this much time to make a decision in a real scenario. You'd be up Dawson's Creek without a paddle. Let's go. The answer is number 2. Get out of the car. Move quickly in the direction of the train. That way you won't be in the way of flying car parts. What's left of your mom's SUV may fit in the recycling bin, but at least you'll still have you to take out the garbage.
Why can't the engineer just stop the train?
At 55 miles an hour, it would take more than a mile to stop this train.
Trains weigh an average of 6,000 tons. There's a lot of momentum here. Bringing a freight train to a stop takes time and distance, about 18 football fields from the time the engineer pulls the brake. When was the last time you saw a kicker make an 1,800-yard field goal? All right, you guys chew on that one for a while. Meanwhile, let's bring out the bonus question for 2,000 points. It's difficult to judge how far away a train is because you were never very good at math, your sunglasses are smudged, the combination of train and tracks creates an optical illusion, or you forgot your ruler. Look at the big brain on Brad. From the perspective of a driver or pedestrian, the train and tracks create an optical illusion.
You can't tell if it's a 10-mile-an-hour slow freight train or a 90-mile-an-hour Amtrak train.
If you can see a train's headlights, you cannot cross safely. A train may be a lot closer and going a lot faster than it appears to the naked eye.
Naked? Did he say naked?
Glad we got your attention, kid. Just in time for our final round. Pick a category, please. Ain't no stopping me now. Captain Crunch, Better Red Than Dead. And the category is Better Red Than Dead for 1,000 points. You pull up to a railroad crossing just as the red lights start to flash and the bells start to ring. This tells you a train is coming, stop, drop, and roll. A train is coming, hurry across the tracks. A train is coming, stop immediately. A train is coming, wave to the engineer. Those flashing red lights tell you to stop immediately. No ifs, ands, or buts.
But what if you can't even see a train coming?
I said no buts. But, since you asked, it doesn't matter. Red means stop, not scoot, scurry, or scram. If you were at a traffic light and it turned red, you wouldn't blow that light if you didn't see cars at the intersection. Same with a train. And if these flashing lights don't get your attention, how about these flashing lights?
Is there a problem, officer?
I'll say, tickets for railroad crossing violations run up to $500 in some jurisdictions.
That's so lame. Trains take forever. I know when I can clear the track so when a train's too close. I see people beat the train every day.
That's a really bad attitude, and it could cost you your life. Even if a train just snags the bumper of your car, it could be enough to send it spinning under the train. Trying to beat a train is absolutely insane.
Alrighty, new category. Hit me with your best shot. Wheel of Misfortune, Mission Impatience, I taught a putty splat. You chose Mission Impatience for 1,200 points. When stopped for a train, you can safely cross the tracks as soon as the train is passed, as soon as the guy behind you starts beeping, after the gates are raised and the lights stop flashing, or as soon as you're done fixing your hair in the mirror. Now you're on track. It is safe to cross only when the gates are fully raised and the lights stop flashing. Here's why. Remember those crossbuck signs? A lot of them have smaller signs below that indicate the number of tracks at the crossing. This one has 4 tracks. So even though one train is passed, there may still be 1, 2, or even 3 more coming on other tracks in other directions. If you go around the gates or ignore the lights, it could be lights out for you, dude. Next category, choose carefully. Third eye blindsided, say it ain't slow, you say tomato. The category is, you say tomato for 1,500 points. There's a clever slogan to keep kids like you alive long enough so you can raise your own kids like you. The slogan is, always expect a train, always inspect a train, always reject a train, always neglect a train. If you're close enough to inspect a train, you are way too close. The correct answer is, always expect a train. Life is full of surprises. An oncoming train shouldn't be one of them. Train Trivia! Or, I've been lurking on the railroad for 2,500 points. It's okay to walk or goof around on train tracks if you have your mother's permission, you are taking a shortcut, never ever, or you are wearing a helmet. Using tracks as a shortcut can cut short your life. Under no circumstances, never ever is it permissible to be on the train tracks. Tracks, train yards, equipment, everything is private property. If you are on the tracks, you are trespassing and subject to prosecution, just like these kids.
Can't believe I'm getting a ticket for it. I have to go to court. It's not just me, it's like 100 kids.
If 100 kids jumped off a cliff, would you jump off a cliff? I don't think so. Okay, new category coming at you. Track street points, one-way ticket, the wheel deal. The envelope, please. And it's the wheel deal for 1,500 points. Railroad crossing signals apply to motorists, motorists and pedestrians, pedestrians and equestrians. Everybody in or on anything. That's right. It doesn't matter if you're on your bike, on your board, in your car, or in your pajamas. Railroad signals apply to everybody, no matter how they're traveling. Your arms and legs weren't made to be broken. Neither is this rule. Well, time to tally up your points. Let's see how you scored. Naked 1,500. You really don't know tracks. Close, but no cigar. That's okay. Cigars are bad for your health. So is getting hit by a train. You look like good kids. I'll give you a second chance with a final category worth 5,000 points. The category is backtrack. When approaching a railroad crossing, it's a good idea to slow down, obey all signals and signs, never go around lowered gates, never stop on the tracks, all of the above. All right, that was a gimme, but it was worth a review. Just remember, you may not get a second chance if you take a chance at a rail crossing. A physical encounter with a train is a one-way ticket to eternity. Take a good look at the signs, learn what they mean, obey what they say, read and heed. And don't say I didn't warn you, because now you do know tracks.